All right, let's get into it. Right now, at this very moment, we're in the middle of a huge lunar shift that honestly, most people don't even know is happening. And here's the thing. It's already hitting its peak tomorrow. Out in the cosmos, two massive stars have just exploded. And those shock waves, they don't just disappear into nothing. They ripple, they echo. And you know what? The moon is soaking up every single one of those pulses. And when the moon feels it, so do you. For anyone who's spiritually tuned in, you know this isn't just another weekend in September. If you've ever felt the moon pull on your emotions before, you really need to prepare yourself, because this time is going to be different. What's about to be unleashed is going to be unlike anything September has brought you so far. You know, September has been a really restless month cosmically. We've had an equinox, eclipses, and all this planetary chaos shaking up the skies. And now, right at the very end, the moon steps in. It's like it's the final act, closing the book on the month. It's stamping the seal on everything that's been stirred up. But here's the twist. This isn't some quiet, neat ending. No, the moon is taking all the chaos from September and pushing it right through you. This last lunar surge of the month is the trigger point. It's where the star explosions and the month's storms all come together and weigh on your spirit. Most people won't even notice it, but if you're watching this, you're not most people, are you? You're already connected to frequencies that others just miss. And when the moon slams that book shut on September, you're going to feel that slam deep inside you. Because what's coming next isn't really closure. It's more like an ignition, and you're going to want to be ready for what comes after. This weekend, the moon isn't just putting a seal on September. It's actually selecting who gets to rise from it. Think of it as the final filter of a month that's been testing all of our boundaries, stripping away illusions, and shaking loose anything that was weak or unstable. What's happening now isn't random at all. It's very deliberate. Have you ever felt like no matter where you go, you just don't belong? Like the harder you try, the more it seems like life just shuts doors in your face. Well, this is the weekend where that whole story can start to flip. The moon's closing seal is like a turning point for those of us who have felt overlooked, doubted, or underestimated. Those who felt invisible are about to become undeniable. And listen, this isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up. It's about facing all of September's chaos head-on instead of trying to hide from it. The moon doesn't just pick people at random. It reveals who has already proven themselves through the fires of this chaotic month. So, if you're one of those who stayed grounded while everything else was shaking, you're going to step into October feeling lighter, sharper, and more magnetic than you have in months. If you've been pushed to your limits, please take this as a signal, not a setback. Pressure is just how the moon tests our strength. This weekend is a pressure chamber, and only those who can hold their center inside of it will emerge as the chosen. And if that's you, you're so much closer to your turning point than you even realize. Starting this weekend, there is one mistake you absolutely cannot afford to make, and that's confusing discomfort for a bad sign. The thing is, the moon's big energy shifts rarely come wrapped up in comfort. In fact, they usually feel like unease, restlessness, or even just pure exhaustion. So what feels like turbulence might actually be the proof that you're in the middle of a huge transformation. You have to flip your expectation here. The chosen ones aren't the people feeling calm and detached right now. No, they're the ones feeling everything. The moon activates us through that feeling of unease. That dizziness, the restless nights, that sense of being stretched or completely rewired. That isn't weakness. That's you being recalibrated. A lot of people will misread this and pull back, thinking they're being punished or drained. Don't you make that mistake. The ones who can stay present through the discomfort, those are the ones the moon is marking for transformation. This is the real difference between walking into October as the same person you were and stepping into October as someone completely new. Because tomorrow isn't just another day. It's the day your energy decides which future you're about to step into. This weekend, the moon isn't just closing a chapter. It's finally acknowledging what most of the world has completely ignored. For the chosen ones, this is the weekend of what you could call karmic recognition. It's that moment where all the invisible sacrifices you've made start to echo back to you in ways that are subtle, but you just can't deny them. Think about it. All the times you gave something and weren't even thanked. The nights you stayed up, fighting your own battles in total silence. The mornings you had to carry yourself forward while nobody else could see the weight on your shoulders. The moon sees what the world overlooks, and that is the secret power of this weekend. It's not about getting applause. It's not about getting recognition from other people. It's about an energy shift that tells you, in the quietest but clearest way possible, none of your battles were wasted. Every time you kept going when quitting would have been so much easier. Every time you stayed true to yourself when compromising would have made life smoother. Every single time you stood alone when the crowd was going the other way. Those choices are what the moon is weighing right now. And the scale is tipping. This weekend is like a karmic ledger where your hidden investments finally start to pay off. It might not always be in obvious rewards, but you'll feel it in the sudden way that chances align, an unexpected feeling of relief, or the magnetic pull of new paths opening up right in front of you. The universe doesn't reward noise. It rewards persistence in silence. And the chosen ones, the ones who kept going without needing a spotlight, are the ones who will feel the moon's seal the most deeply. This is your weekend of invisible rewards. You may not see the blessing right away, but you will feel it like a shift in the air itself. If there's one word that really defines this weekend, it's contrast. You know, the moon rules opposites, light and dark, full and empty, the conscious and the unconscious. And as it seals September, you're going to see those opposites play out in your own life in some pretty dramatic ways. One moment, you might feel this surge of energy, like you're unstoppable and so alive, as if you've finally broken through some invisible barrier. And then, in the very next moment, you might feel really still, almost drained, as if you've been completely unplugged from the world. This is not instability. This is an initiation. The moon is trying to sharpen your vision by throwing these opposites at you, forcing you to see yourself clearly in both states. This polarity isn't chaos. What it really is clarity through contrast. When you feel restless one moment, and then deeply calm the next, when excitement crashes into doubt within just a few hours, it's not because you're off balance. It's because the moon is pushing you to notice which state feels like the real you, and which state is just noise. This weekend is all about living inside those extremes long enough to know what actually belongs to you, and what doesn't. And yeah, it might feel a little jarring. You might question yourself more than usual. You may feel like you're shifting between two different versions of reality, but that's the whole point. The moon is forcing clarity through these polarities, and clarity always comes right after friction. These opposites don't divide you, they refine you. By the time this weekend is over, the highs and lows, the rushes and the silences, they'll leave you sharper, more certain, and way less willing to carry illusions with you into October. The moon doesn't allow for half steps. It splits the path in two and asks you to choose. And the chosen will know exactly which way to walk when the weekend is done. This weekend, the world is just going to keep rolling on as if nothing unusual is happening. You'll see people run errands, scroll on their phones, go out to brunch, and post their weekend selfies. To them, the moon is just a backdrop, you know. Another phase, another weekend, nothing more. But for the chosen ones, for those of us who are tuned into the undercurrent, instead of just the surface, this weekend will feel like standing in the middle of a silent storm. The world moves by what it can see. The chosen move by what they can feel. That right there, that's the dividing line. Most people will never know that there's this hidden current running through these 2 days. They won't notice the tension that's humming underneath everything, or the subtle shift in how time feels, or that whisper of something that feels like it's about to break open. They'll just go on living in their same old rhythm while the ground is quietly rearranging itself right beneath them. But you will feel it. Not in some big fireworks display or neon signs, but in the strange pull on your attention. You'll feel it in the way conversations seem heavier than usual, or the way silence feels charged instead of empty. You'll feel it in the magnetic way your own thoughts start shifting, like puzzle pieces you didn't even know you had are suddenly trying to lock into place. This is not your imagination. This is your sensitivity. This is alignment. The moon tests the world by hiding its power in plain sight. And that is exactly what's happening right now. Society is distracted. It always is. But the moon is never interested in the distracted masses. It's interested in the few who can sense its weight when everyone else just calls it a phase. Those few are the ones it calls forward. Those few are the ones it's been shaping through every unseen moment of September. This weekend will divide the ordinary from the awakened, and not through some grand event, but through perception. Think about it. Two people can walk down the same street under the same sky. One of them will feel nothing, while the other will feel everything. A quiet urgency, a sense of being watched over, a call to step forward. The shift always begins where no one is looking, and while the rest of the world sees only a normal weekend, you will know in your bones that something invisible is moving, and that it's moving for you. So don't look for confirmation in the headlines or from the crowd. Look inward. Listen to what rises up in you when everything around you feels exactly the same, because the moon isn't trying to get your attention by making a big spectacle. It's asking for your awareness by whispering just underneath all the noise. While the rest of the world stares up at the sky and sees only a regular moon, you might already be feeling it in your body. This weekend isn't just about energy you can think about. It's about energy you can actually feel. And that's why some of you will wake up with strange sensations, even if you can't explain them. Like a tingling on your skin that feels almost electric, or bursts of energy that just come out of nowhere, like your veins are carrying light instead of blood. A sudden, intense thirst you can't seem to quench. A tightness in your chest, as though your heart is preparing for something, or even a lightness in your head, almost like gravity itself is shifting around you. These aren't just random aches or weird quirks of your body. They are signals. When the moon pulls the tides of the ocean, it also pulls the tides within your own cells. That's what's happening right now. The lunar field this weekend is stronger, more penetrating than usual. It's not just brushing up against your emotions. It's moving deeper into the very rhythms of your body. If you're feeling off, it doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're sensitive. It means you're tuned in enough to register what 99% of the world won't even notice. Please, don't mistake these sensations for problems. They're not punishments or signs that you're out of balance. They're proof. Proof that you're in the field. Proof that your body is responding to a frequency most people will never experience consciously. Think of it like this. The moon doesn't just test your spirit, it calibrates your body. Every shiver, every strange heartbeat, every moment you pause and wonder, why do I feel so different? That's the calibration process. It's the lunar field aligning with the subtle systems inside you, shaking loose what doesn't belong and sharpening what does. And here's the part most people don't get. The ones who can endure these sensations without fear. The ones who stay present and just allow it to happen. They are the ones stepping deeper into the territory of the chosen. This is why you're feeling the pull. It's not here to scare you. It's here to stretch you. It's to remind you that the moon doesn't just live up there in the sky. It lives in your blood, in your breath, in your heartbeat. And this weekend, it's calling that fact forward louder than it has all month. If you can embrace the thirst instead of fighting it, if you can breathe through the tightness instead of panicking, if you can welcome the lightness instead of fearing it, you're not just surviving this lunar pull. You're passing its test, because the moon has always known this one truth. The body is the final gateway to the soul. And this weekend, it's opening that gateway wider than ever before. This weekend is not just another lunar phase. It's not just another passing glow in the night sky. It's the grand finale of September, the final act before the doors to October swing wide open. And finals are never quiet, are they? They're loud, they're decisive, and they're unforgettable. Think of this moment as the cosmic stamp being pressed onto everything you have lived through this month. All the turbulence, all the breakthroughs, all the nights you felt like giving up but you didn't. It's all being sealed into place under this moon. Who you are right now, in this moment, that's the energy you will carry into the next cycle. That's the real power of this final. It isn't about the story you tell. It's about the imprint you leave. Whatever choices you've made in September, whatever clarity you've reached, or whatever storms you've managed to survive, they don't just vanish. They crystallize. They become your passport into October. And October won't let you just walk in empty-handed. It's going to demand proof of who you've become. This moon, this is that proof. Now, here's what most people won't realize. This isn't just about looking back. It's about locking it in. September was messy. It was chaotic, full of eclipses, equinox energy, cosmic explosions, and all these subtle tests you didn't even know you were taking. And this weekend, the moon gathers all of that up, and it locks it into you, like a seal. Some people will carry forward fear and exhaustion, because that's what they fed all month. But others, the ones who leaned into the fire instead of hiding from it, they will carry forward resilience, clarity, and a raw spiritual power. The danger of this final is simple. If you step into it without being aware, you're just letting the moon crystallize your feeling of being stuck. But if you step into it awake, every single quiet victory you earned in September gets amplified. And that's why it matters so much to see this moment for what it really is, the deciding line. After this, there's no rewriting September. There's only carrying it. If you're still watching, I just want to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and you want to see more, please think about clicking that subscribe button. Your support is really appreciated, and feel free to share any experiences or thoughts you have in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.